totally is up to you. They can be worth as little as 1 cent each, or they can be worth as much as 7 cents each. I'll say that again. A single credit card point can be worth 7 times the amount of cash or equivalent cash back or air miles that you would get. And it's that mathematical reason that I call myself the points partner, not the cashback king or the air miles man. Okay? Points is where the action is at. Excuse me, I'm dying of COVID. Okay. So now we've established that points is where the value is, right? We're going to dive a little bit deeper. There's 3 types of...
And I want to, and not to interrupt, because I don't know if you're already going to touch on this. I like what you said. I didn't know that, but I heard that recently from you. But basically that redeeming your points for cash back is probably one of the worst things you could do. Like you're getting the least amount of value for those points when you do that.
Absolutely. And I'll simplify this. Redeeming your points, the top of the pyramid is, or the best value you can get is international business class. Beds on planes for free. That's why it's my catchphrase, because it sounds cool, and it actually is. It's actually the best value. The worst value is redeeming your points as cash off of your bill or for any sort of retail outlet, Rite Aid, CVS, or gift cards.
So I've done that many times over the years where I get my bill and like, oh, I'll take $300 off. All right, I'll redeem it. And, multiple times doing that. And then later I realized, oh, yeah, could have gone a lot further with that. But
absolutely correct. That is the worst way to use your points by far. And the simple math is when you do boring stuff with your points, you take money off your bill or you use it to take away a purchase, you're getting 1 cent value on average. We can get 7 times that. So let's continue on with how to do that. There are 3 types of credit cards. There are personal credit cards, there are business credit cards, and then there is corporate credit cards. And I will explain the difference between the 3 because most people don't know the difference between the 3. Personal credit cards pull on your personal credit and you are responsible for paying them. Business credit cards pull on your personal credit and you are responsible for paying them. And corporate credit cards do not pull on your personal credit card, your personal credit, and you are not responsible for paying them. I am struggling massively. Bear with me.
Sorry, man. Thank you.
All right.
You're a trooper.
Yeah, I'm not messing around. I'll keep going. This is COVID's problem, not ours. Okay, so really what we're talking about here, corporate credit is really not relevant to most people, 99% of people. In order to even be applicable for corporate credit, you need to be turning over $5-6 million a year. So we're just going to kind of shove that to one side. Business credit cards don't need to be used for business. They can be used for personal use, and the same for personal cards for business use. They're very much intertwined, and there's really not that much difference between the two. The major difference between a business credit card and a personal credit card is a business credit card doesn't report your usage, your utilization, back to the credit bureaus. So it's more designed for doing business because you can spend lots of money for your business on it and it won't hurt your credit score. That's really the major difference between the two. So as far as points and miles and traveling for free is concerned, we've got 2 tools to play with, personal credit cards and business credit cards. And you do not need to own a business in order to have a business credit card. I'll say that again. You do not need to own a business to have a business credit card. That's a huge, huge, valuable statement there. And here's where it gets even more fun, is that if you do own a business, you can apply for those business credit cards on my website as your business and then apply for them again, not as a business, and get another whole round of them. All right, so
the benefit of that would be those initial bonus points.
Absolutely. And also more available credit, another 12 months, no interest on some of these cards. There's lots of benefits that start to stack up. All right, so we've established that points are the best, and we've talked a little bit about some of the nuances between these different types of credit cards. Well, let's just start by saying that points is a currency. It is no different to US dollars, pounds, euros, or yen. You buy them at a rate and you sell them at a rate. Now, we're not actually buying them, we're getting them for free with our credit card spend. And we're not actually selling them, we're redeeming them for free travel. But the concept is still exactly the same. The only difference is that it's not weighted equally. When you buy or sell currencies, you have just as much chance of buying or selling as a math. When it comes to points, the buying side or the earning or yielding of these credit card points only represents 30% of the transaction. The using or the burning, the redeeming or using of these points represents 70% of the transaction. So I'm going to say that again slower after I take some more Gatorade, and then I'll explain what that means. What that means is people can wave their credit cards in my face all day long. How many points you earn is irrelevant unless you know how to use them. I would rather have 100,000 points used my way than 600,000 points used your way. Okay? So what you do with your points is more important than how many of them you have. Good. There are 3 different ways that you can get on a plane. The first way is you can pay for it. And if that's your favorite way, you can leave this chat immediately. The rest of this conversation will not be talking about that. The second way you can get on a plane is you can do what's called a pay with points. And if you go into the travel section of your credit card company, doesn't matter who you're with, there'll be a travel button and you can pay with your points. Now, let me explain to you what this is and how it works. This is a deal that every credit card company has with different OTAs. OTA is an online travel agent. Okay, it could be Google Flights, it could be Kayak, could be Expedia, but it's essentially the same thing. And instead of you paying in dollars, you're paying in points. And the way that they do it is they charge you 100 times the cost of said travel, but in points. So if you're buying a $1,000 airfare, they're going to charge you 100,000 points. Okay. Now, technically, the ticket that you're getting on these pay with points is a paid ticket. It's a bought ticket that you can earn air miles for flying on, but you're paying with your points. Hence, it's called pay with points. Okay, so that's the second way you can get on a plane. The third way that you can get on a plane is a mileage ticket or an award redemption. They are the same thing. They just have 2 different names. And that's when you book a mileage ticket through your frequent flyer program of an airline. Airlines and frequent flyer programs are 2 separate things, right? So when you've got United, they have Mileage Plus. When you have Delta, they have Sky Miles, so on and so forth. They are separate companies who work exclusively with the airline. And they make so much money that most airlines would go under without their mileage programs. Their mileage programs make more money than the airlines. And here's a fun fact for you all. During COVID, Delta would have gone under if they hadn't have leveraged with the bank the value of Sky Miles. You can Google it. They leveraged Sky Miles to keep Delta alive during the pandemic, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so there are the 3 different ways that you can get on a plane. You can buy it, you can do a pay with points, and you can book a mileage ticket. I want to give you an example of all 3 of those so you can get an idea of the difference that it makes. Let's take a random trip. I'm here in Los Angeles. Let's pretend I want to go to Amsterdam, okay? Round trip, business class. If I want to buy that ticket, it's going to cost me about $7,000. If I was to do it as a pay with points, they're going to charge me 100 times the cost of that travel, but in points. So that $7,000 becomes 700,000 points. But if I do it as a mileage ticket, in the best case scenario, that will cost me about 100,000 points plus taxes. And the taxes, for argument's sake, let's say they're a couple of $100. So option 1, $7,000. Option 2, $700,000 points. And option 3, 100,000 points and a couple of $100 in taxes. And hopefully there you can all see that last option, if it's done correctly, is 7 times more free travel, beds on planes, than the others. Okay? And that's really what this all comes down to, is fundamentally getting as many points as you can from credit card companies, not air miles from airlines, not cashback, but points from credit card companies, and then booking mileage tickets, which are air miles. So it sounds confusing. Why don't you collect air miles to use air miles? Because you can get more credit card points with credit card companies, right? For every dollar that you spend, they'll offer you 3-4 times the amount of points that air mile credit cards will. And when you have credit card points, you can move them to become air miles in not just one airline, but pretty much all of them, which means you can pick the cheapest airline on the day that you're flying in the class that you want. So the next thing we're going to do is, this is what I call the Points Partners Pyramid of Points. Okay, don't try and say that if you're drunk or you've got COVID. This is the Points Partners Pyramid of Points. And at the top of it, we've got the big 4 credit card companies. And they are American Express, Citibank, Chase, and Capital One. Now, the reason that we talk about these 4 is they're the only 4 that allow you to transfer your points out of the credit card companies and into airlines, and they become air miles. And therefore, that means that they hold a value of approximately 7 times any other credit card company. So those 4 are the 4 that we're trying to collect, and they are pretty much the only 4 different companies of credit cards that you'll find on my website. Occasionally, I'll put up some other ones for some cool deals, but they're the big 4. And at the bottom of the pyramid, lined up next to each other, we've got 170 airlines and their frequent flyer programs and hotel groups with their point systems. And the aim of the game is really simple. Collect your points at the top, and when it comes time to travel, you search every airline at the bottom. You don't need to search all 170. There's shortcuts to it. You find the best deal, you move your points down, and then you book said free travel. And the reason that I offer this to you, sorry guys, give me a sec. The reason that I offer this to you as a pyramid is points can only go down the pyramid. You cannot move them back. And it's important to remember that so that you find your flight before you move your points down. So that's the Point Partners Pyramid of Points. I'm going to just dabble. I mean, there's literally, my course is, 6 hours long. We don't have as much time tonight. So I'm just kind of taking snippets of useful bits of information and garnishing them over you with some COVID coughing. And hopefully that will create some questions. When we talk about finding these flights, that people always say to me, like, oh, I always look for mileage tickets. I can never find anything. Now, there's 1,000 great tricks for finding those tickets, but the best one is search one way. Okay? When you search round trip, if they don't have the way there or they don't have the way back, the computer just says no. If you search one way, you'll probably find something, and you can do the same on the way back, and you can book it as 2 one-ways. And that's probably my number one tip for people when they're searching for tickets is search one way, not round trip. All right, we're going to talk about... By the way, guys, I'm not reading the chat at all because I'm talking and coughing. Mainly.
Yeah, I'm responding to some of the chat.
Oh, okay, awesome. Let me know if there's anything urgent.
And the Q&A, the questions are starting to come in, so we could jump into those questions at the end if you want.
Is any one of them, is Owen going to die during this live recording?
Somebody suggested you probably need a second Gatorade here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same. Yeah. By the way, when we started, I was like, I feel pretty good with all the being drugged up. And after 5 minutes, I'm like, feel like death again. All right. The next thing we're going to do is I want to talk you guys through the number one question that I get in the DMs all the time is I'm on your website. I want to get a credit card. I want to get some points. What order should I get my credit cards in? So I want to talk you guys through the correct order to get credit cards. The first type of credit card you want is a lifestyle credit card. A lifestyle credit card is one that gives you extra points for your day-to-day spend, in particular, food, drink, and gas. Okay, there are 3 competing lifestyle credit cards that we talk about. And in my course, there is literally a video on every single credit card, what's good about it, what's bad about it, what order to get them in, all that kind of good stuff. But the 3 cards that you want to start with, the Citibank Premier card, which gives you 3 times points on all of your food, drink, gas, and travel. Okay. The Amex or American Express Rose Gold card, which gives you 4 times points on all of your food and drink. And the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which doesn't give you a ton of points, but when you come to use the points, they give you a 25% bonus. And it's also a Visa card, which means it's accepted everywhere, unlike the Amex card. Those 3 are the competing 3. And if you're somebody who spends less than a couple of $1,000 a month, you need 2 of those. And the 2 that I would get, and in this order, is the Citibank Premier card and the American Express Rose Gold. If you're somebody who spends a lot of money, potentially it might make sense for you to have all 3 at some stage. So the first type of credit card is a lifestyle credit card. The second type of credit card that you need is a non-bonus category spend card. What did he just say? I'll explain. So you have these things called bonus categories. This is places that give you extra points, right? Bonus places or categories. They are very much these 6 places: food, drink, gas, travel, marketing, and office supplies. I'll say that again. Food, drink, gas, travel, marketing, and office supplies. Those are places that you can get not 1 point for every dollar that you spend, but 2, 3, 4, and even 5. Non-bonus category is any spend that you have that is not those. And I'll give you an example. Hulu, Netflix, doctors, lawyers, dentist, clothing, insurance, school fees. I mean, there's 1,000 other things, right? In fact, non-bonus represents about 50% of all of your spend. So the second type of credit card you need is a non-bonus category spend card. There are 3 that are worth talking about. American Express Business Blue Plus gives you 2 times points on everything up to $50,000 a year, and it's a free credit card. Also has 12 months, no interest. So Business Blue Plus is a fan favorite as a non-bonus. Second one is the Citibank Double Cashback card. Now, even though it's called cashback, it actually gives you points. Okay, you can turn them into cash if you want, but they give you 2 points for every dollar that you spend. It's also a free credit card. The only catch with the Citi Double Cashback card is that you will need the Citibank Premier card in order to move the points out of Citibank, right? So we talked about moving the points out. You're not allowed to do that with Citibank unless you have the Citibank Premier card. But the irony is, I just told you need that card anyway. So
you need it for gas anyways, right?
Exactly. But it's worth mentioning. And the third non-bonus card is the Capital One Venture X, which is a premium credit card. Has a big annual fee, $395, and it does come with lounge access and 1,000 other things, but it also gives you 2 times points on everything. So those are your non-bonus category spend cards. So we spoke about lifestyle credit cards. We spoke about non-bonus category spend cards. Next type of card that you want is a premium credit card. Premium credit cards come with large annual fees. They come with... Oh, jeez. I'm dying over here.
I feel so guilty holding you on.
It's fine.
I'll send you a get well soon card.
Please notice I said it's fine, not I'm fine. Premium credit cards come with large annual fees, and they come with free global entry and pre-check. They come with lounge access in all the airports. They come with 24 hours a day concierge. They come with upgraded status on car rental companies and hotel groups. I mean, they come with all sorts of stuff. When we talk about premium credit cards, we're really talking about the Capital One Venture X. We're talking about the Chase Sapphire Reserve. We're talking about the Amex Personal Platinum and the Amex Business Platinum. Now, there are some other credit cards that are premium. We're not going to delve into any of those right now, but it's important that you understand what a premium credit card is, and that would be the point that you would get one. Okay, so we spoke about lifestyle credit cards, non-bonus category spend cards, and then premium credit cards. The next type of credit card that you're going to want is a business credit card. And when we speak about business credit cards, we already covered it a little bit, but I'm going to go into a bit more depth. Is the number one thing you need to understand is that you do not need to own a business to have a business credit card. With most of the business credit cards on my website now, there's a drop-down box and you can apply for it as a sole proprietor, just as you. With American Express, you will need a tax EIN number. Does not mean that you need to own a business. You can get a tax EIN number on irs.gov in 3 minutes and for free. So there's nothing stopping you having all these credit cards. The second thing you need to know about business credit, or the third thing you need to know about business credit cards, is they don't report your utilization back to the credit bureaus. So you're free to bang the hell out of these cards. It won't affect your credit, right? It really is, you're protecting your personal credit by using business credit cards.
Well,
and the third,
I made that switch and it made a big impact on my credit because I was using a personal, my Chase card, my Chase whatever card, I forgot what it was, the Platinum, I don't know. But I'm spending a lot of money for my business every month. I'm paying it off every month. Sports, it's still reporting high balances sometimes, and my scores were kind of getting hit. Yeah. So when I made the switch to just the Amex business card, it no longer reports the utilization, and my scores are consistently much higher now because of that change. So
yeah, absolutely.
So that's, if you're self-employed, especially, and you're spending a lot of money every month, you have to have a business card so that doesn't impact your ratio and take your scores down with it, which it could do.
Yeah. And the last thing that's worth mentioning about business credit cards is for every new entity, not business, but every new entity or EIN number that you have, you can get the same credit cards again and again. Most of these business credit cards are free on my website. They don't cost anything, but they come with huge sign-up bonuses. It's just like free money. It's free points. It's free flights. And I know the majority of your following, Justin, is real estate people's. I'm going to do a specific bit on real estate and spending for real estate at the end, and we'll talk about some of the best options there. So that's business credit cards. And when we talk about business credit cards, there is so many of them. I'm not even going to delve into all the credit card companies have them. I would say lean towards American Express and Chase. Stay away from Citibank and Capital One for the most part. And the reason for that is Citibank, their business credit cards, they only have co-branded credit cards with airlines, which is not ideal. And Capital One, their business credit cards still report back to the bureaus, which you don't want. So lean towards Amex and Chase for the business credit cards. All right, so we spoke about lifestyle credit cards. We spoke about non-bonus category spend cards. We spoke about premium credit cards. We spoke about business credit cards. There is one last style of credit card, and this is the bastard child of credit card categories. This is co-branded credit cards. Now, co-branded credit cards is when a bank, credit card company, or institution gets together with either a retail outlet, an airline, or a hotel group, and to bring you a credit card where you earn the benefit in the local currency. So instead of earning credit card points, you're earning hotel points, or you're earning air miles, or you're earning cash back or discounts at that retail outlet. Now, there's a massive downside to co-branded credit cards. When you are earning points in the local currency, you are caged. You can only use them there. So when we spoke about, earning these credit card points that you can move to all these different airlines, if the airline that you've got your air miles with doesn't have the best deal that day, you just got screwed. And all the math that I've just run you through goes out the window. So it really doesn't make sense for you to have these co-branded credit cards, or certainly not in your first 20 credit cards. It just doesn't make sense. Now, all of the people that are listening to this or watching this on the replay are probably thinking at this point, I've got some of those. I promise you, everyone in this room at some point, if they don't still have them now, has a United card, an American card, a Delta, a Southwest, JetBlue, Hilton, Marriott, Bonvoy, like one of those for sure. Hyatt. Okay. The reason that you do is because it's two companies, they're co-branded. They have twice the marketing budget, which means every single time there's an opportunity for you to be sold a credit card, that's what it's going to be. When you go to the nail salon and you open up a magazine, that's what's going to be there, a Delta card. Fellas, when you're getting to the barbershop, you open up a magazine, it's going to be a United credit card. When you get to the airport, they have a billboard for one of them. When you get on the plane, they sell it to you on the screen in front of you. And don't worry, if you didn't get one by then, they'll literally put an application for it on your lap before you get off the plane. So it's very normal that everyone has these co-branded credit cards, but fundamentally, mathematically, it is the last type of credit card that you should have. Okay. All right. I want to do, I've got to be honest with you guys, I'm feeling incredibly rough. I'm going to do maybe 5-10 more minutes of some of the best credit cards, the most popular ones, and why, both for your average people and for real estate people. And then I want to do some Q&A and answer some people's questions. I'm going to talk you guys through the number one most applied for credit card on my website, which is the American Express Rose Gold. First of all, I should say the reason that people use my website versus going directly to the bank or the credit card company or anywhere else that you can get it, the difference is negligible. When you apply, the sign-up bonuses are pretty much identical across the board every day. That's not the reason that you would pick one place or another. The reason that people like my website is because you get me. So if there's a problem, me and my team immediately, not next week or after 4 hours on hold, but immediately will get on the phone and work out what we can do and get you approved or put you through to the right department or take care of it. When you apply for a credit card on, say, a bank's website, if it doesn't go your way, which 80% of applications do not, you then have to sit on hold for 3 hours until you get bounced. It's a nightmare. Whereas if you go through my website, I have all the direct lines and I can get you on the phone with someone and work it out. All right, so let's talk about the most applied for credit card on my website, which is the American Express Rose Gold card. I'm going to tell you everything you'll ever need to know about this credit card and the reason why it is so incredibly popular. It represents, I think, almost 45% of all of the applications on my website is just for the American Express Rose Gold card. So the card comes in two flavors. It comes in gold and it comes in rose gold. It's the same card, it's just different colors. It has an annual fee of $250, which sounds like a lot, right? But in reality, they give you back almost all of it straight away because it comes with credits. It comes with $240 of credits for places that we all spend money. Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless. I mean, Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Wine.com. There's a whole bunch of them, but fundamentally you'll get that money back. So really the annual fee is $10. The card comes with a 60,000 point sign-up bonus. Sorry, guys. It says 60,000 points is the sign-up bonus, but they're doing this new thing where when you filled out the application on my website, it will potentially jump the sign-up bonus from 60 to 90. And about 85% of people are getting that at the moment, which is amazing. And that sign-up bonus is for spending $4,000 within 6 months, which is nothing. That's $750 a month. And then after that, you're getting a whopping 4 times points on all of your food and drink. Now, when we talk about points being worth 7 cents each, and you're getting 4 of those, that is essentially 28% back on food and drink in free travel. It's very impressive. And that's the American Express Rose Gold card. The last card that I'm going to do is what I believe to be the secret gem of anyone in real estate. If anyone in this room is in real estate, if there is any one credit card you should go on my website tonight and get, it is this one. And it is the Chase Business Inc. Cash Card. Not to be confused with 4 other Inc. cards on my website. So write it down. Chase Business Inc. Cash Card. It's free. How much did I say it was, Justin?
Free, I think.
Yes, that is correct. I'm not asking anyone to spend a penny. I'm trying to give you free travel. Chase Business Inc. Cash Card, it's free. It comes with what they say is $900 as a sign-up bonus for spending $6,000 within 3 months, which is easy for anyone in real estate. But here's where it gets interesting. $900, they don't give you $900. They give it to you in points. That is 90,000 points. 90,000 points for spending $6,000 in 3 months. Now, this card comes with one feature only, but it's so sweet. It comes with 5 times points in office supply stores. Now, why do people in real estate care about office supply stores? Top tip for you, you don't. But I'm about to tell you why they're going to be your new best friend. Because in office supply stores at Staples, Office Depot, Office Max, you can buy gift cards. And you can buy gift cards for pretty much anywhere, but included, but not limited to, Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, so on and so forth. Which means you're now getting 5 times points on all of your renos, fix and flips, whatever the terminology that you guys use is. I beg you all to do the math on how much you spend in Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, and Best Buy, and then take 5% of that and turn that into points. Times that by 5 and work out how many points you would get. And for every 100,000 points that you get, that is $7,000 worth of free travel, assuming that you've watched my course or found me some other way. That is a boatload of free travel for the rest of your life. I would say this is, what we've done tonight. I hope that in between my coughing, some of it was useful. But understand that this is a drop in the ocean of what's out there information-wise of what you can do. And I haven't given you enough tonight that you can go and book beds on planes for free. Or I have, but not to do it efficiently. And that isn't that's not me holding back. It just takes longer. And at the risk of sounding salesy, go and watch my course. It's got a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, click a button. I'll send you your money back. The idea behind it is to teach you how to do this. That's what I do. There's 2 kind of elements here. One is having the information, right? I'm not the only person that knows how to do this stuff. There are thousands of people, not very many, probably a couple of thousand people across the country that know what I know. That's one thing, having the information. The other thing is knowing how to translate that to humans, because most of the people that understand this stuff would talk in such a way that it would be absolute gibberish. And what I'm very good at, or at least I hope I have been tonight, struggling with COVID, is explaining to people in a simple way, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, to be able to absorb that information and actually be able to be productive with it. And I've mainly tonight covered the simple stuff, like which credit cards to get, what order to get them in, so you can get lots of yummy points. But don't forget, I also told you at the beginning, you can have as many points as you like. If you don't know how to use them, you're throwing them away. And what my course does is it's broken down into 114 short videos that are about a minute each. And they're very clearly titled, and you can watch them in order and stop when you lose concentration and come back to it. And it will take you step by step. Go here, there's a link below, click that, do this, move this, look here, write that down, click this, and away you go. And, you know, in today's day and age, we're in this kind of, I don't know what the word is, modern environment where companies no longer earning money is what a company should do. They should have mission statements and aims and objectives. Now, I'll be frank with you. I like making money, and I like earning lots of points. But I will tell you, somebody asked me a few years ago, like, what's my mission statement? And I didn't really have one. And this is what I came up with. I still haven't shortened it into something catchy yet. But my mission statement is this. I like the idea of being woken up in the middle of the night with a text message or a DM from somebody who has learned from me, with a picture of them on a bed on a plane for free. And it is with great pleasure that I can tell you that many years later, if you look at the amount of grey hair on my head, I get on an average day now, I get 15 to 20 pictures of people on beds on planes throughout the course of my night. And that is what I do, is I teach people how to do that. And I hope that the information that you've heard here tonight has dispelled some of the rumors that there are. I think a lot of the time when you flick through Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all this stuff, and you see these douchebags in business and first class, quote unquote, showing off, that's of no value to you. In fact, it actually just makes you feel kind of bad about yourself. And what I try to do is the complete opposite. If you go on my Instagram, which is @thepointspartner, if any of you aren't already following me, I do the same thing. You'll see me on those same beds on planes, but the difference is I tell you how you can do it. It's not just look at me. It's you can also do this. You need this credit card. You need to move these points here. I move this to this, and I explain what I do and how to do it. It's not for the rich and famous. It's not for people that spend $1 trillion on their credit card. It is for absolutely everyone, but you need to be shown how to do it.